This week, a boutique hotel that's become a battle zone.
Conversation over. I'm not talking about it
But
anymore.
we don't get any repeat business, do we? I don't think he's coming back.
No, it doesn't make any difference.
The fact
I'll have somebody else explain it to you.
Room 3.
Well,
No?
I know I'm right.
The owners are at war with each other.
His second wife used to say, he's hard work but worth it, and I just stop at the hard work.
In my opinion, you're in denial, because in my opinion...
I think you're painting me into a corner, but I'm not going to argue it.
And they're fighting to stay in business.
We've had 2 lots of people that have checked in and checked out again.
Can the hotel inspector bring peace to Jessop House?
You have to see that it can't go on like this.
Jessop House is an 8-bedroom hotel in Tewkesbury, and it's in crisis. 2 years ago, New Yorker Ralph Parisi and his British partner Sarah Pountain pooled their savings and spent £500,000 buying this Georgian townhouse, with aspirations of turning it into a boutique-style establishment. Only Sarah had previous experience in the hospitality industry, but making a profit has proved harder than either of them expected.
We're always the last hotel to fill up in Tewkesbury.
We should be 100% booked.
8 rooms. I mean, what's that, 8 rooms?
And it hasn't only been filling the hotel's rooms that's proved difficult. Their personal relationship is buckling under the strain.
I wanted to go into this business with somebody who wanted to run a hotel and, have fun with the guests. And Ralph, he complained about everything all the time.
Despite plunging profits, they can't agree on the best way to move the business forward.
Sarah feels that through improving the accommodation, and that will improve business. Where I don't think that would make any difference at all, because out of the 8 rooms, 6 of them are absolutely fine. 2 of them are fantastic. You're missing the point. The point is incredibly simple.
Ralph believes his newly opened restaurant is the answer to the hotel's survival, and they've reached an uncomfortable stalemate.
No, it doesn't.
Well, I think it does, and that's exactly what's wrong. Well, I know I'm right.
He actually would stand in reception and argue with me in front of guests.
We haven't lost any guests. We've
had someone threaten to punch. He said, I can't put my bags down because I'll punch him.
I mean, you almost hit a guest this morning.
In a bid to knock Jessop House into shape, they've called the hotel inspector, award-winning hotelier Alex Polizzi.
I've just arrived in Tewkesbury, and it looks like a very pretty town. According to their website, I'm staying at an equally pretty boutique townhouse hotel. I can't imagine what's going wrong there. It's a good job the hotel name is in the menu board, because otherwise I wouldn't know if I'd come to the right place. Not a very effective way to attract passing trade. Hello.
Hello.
Alex Polizzi.
Hello, Alex. How are you?
Very well, nice to meet you.
Hello, Alex. Welcome to Jessop House.
Thank
Nice to meet
you. Where's the sign?
It was knocked down when they were doing the pavements out front. We're getting a new one designed.
Okay. It was quite hard to find you.
Yes.
It's very hard.
A lot of people say that.
Yeah,
Would you like to go into your room?
The inspection isn't off to the best of starts.
Well, we're up 2 flights of stairs. Here we are.
Will Alex's room redeem the situation?
A very nastily stained carpet. Cheap pine everywhere you look. It would take, a couple of grand to make this a really pretty room. It's just not what I expect of a townhouse hotel. I do hate carpet in the bathroom, particularly worn carpet. I mean, how much does it cost to put a few tiles in?
Alex's first impressions of Jessop House have left her underwhelmed, to say the least, and she's keen to find out exactly how the business is managed.
Okay, who does what here in the hotel?
I do everything. Ralph does the books.
That's not true. Basically, Sarah takes care of most of the things that have to do with the running of the hotel. She does a lot of decorating and moving things around, and does breakfast.
Playing.
Sarah does breakfast.
Playing, wait, hang on, right?
I say she plays in the room.
Because it's playing.
I just want to get this straight. So while Madame is playing in the bedrooms, you're doing the
I
books?
generally do bookkeeping, all the invoicing, dealing with the bank. I'm always about a month behind on my paperwork.
I can't imagine how an 8-room hotel is keeping you so busy that you can never change a bed, Ralph.
I don't do beds.
I don't do beds.
No, I don't do beds.
It's quite clear to Alex that Ralph and Sarah's working relationship, or lack of one, isn't good for business. But she's keen to know what they think.
To your mind, what is holding your business back?
The standard of the rooms, especially the bathrooms. To me, this business is about 3 Bs: bedroom, bath and breakfast.
I kind of agree with you, I have
We've
to
got the
say.
breakfast right.
Sarah, at least, appears to be on Alex's wavelength. But there's another contentious topic at Jessop House. Ralph's recently opened restaurant, which is currently making a loss.
How's it been going so far, the restaurant?
I think it's going quite well. I do feel that in the long run, it will be successful.
I never wanted to do food. I always wanted to just do the accommodation side. But we said we'd give it to, the end of the year? And if it
We're going to
doesn't
give it to
work-
the end of the year.
And that's it, then we'll just forget
I
it.
think that's wise, you know. I really do, because you do not want to lose your shirt. I mean, it can be a nightmare.
Despite the restaurant costing more than it brings in, Ralph is very protective of his baby. As part of Alex's investigation, she dines at Ralph's upmarket Italian restaurant.
Can I please have the saltimbocca?
The verdict on the restaurant will have to wait until tomorrow. Alex retires to her room for the night. Ralph Parisi and Sarah Pountain have owned the Jessop House Hotel in Tewkesbury for 2 years, but their personal relationship is getting in the way of business.
He actually would stand in reception and argue with me in front of guests.
And Ralph's lack of involvement with the day-to-day running of the hotel is causing resentment.
I do everything. Ralph does the books.
That's not true.
Trying to call a truce between them and turn the hotel's fortunes around is award-winning hotelier Alex Polizzi. It's early morning, and true to form, Ralph is ensconced in his office. Down in the kitchen, Sarah is preoccupied, both with Alex's breakfast and her worries over the room Alex slept in.
I don't let that room unless I really have to. It needs redecorating, needs recarpeting. You can still hear the bells, which go every 15 minutes, so hopefully they didn't keep her awake.
Morning, gorgeous.
Good morning, Alex.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good.
Good. How did you sleep?
The bed was comfortable, but that room could really do with some work.
Yes, yeah. That's a definite.
But I'll let you get on with my breakfast
Okay.
first.
One aspect of the hotel that Sarah is completely confident about is her breakfast. But she's feeling the pressure serving it up for an acclaimed hotelier and restaurateur.
Nearly broke it. Damn.
Thank you. Thank you, doll. Very, very nice. A nice breakfast is made up of nice ingredients. There's a delicious sausage, a delicious egg and tomatoes. And look, this bread looks lovely. Something that so many hoteliers get wrong, and it's not that hard. You know, yesterday you mentioned the 3 Bs to me. Bed, bath and breakfast, I believe.
Yes.
Well, this aspect of the Bs you've got perfect.
Oh, good.
And I really enjoyed breakfast, thank you very much.
Excellent. I'm glad you did.
A clean plate and an A+ for one of Sarah's 3 Bs.
Excellent stuff. Yeah. Result.
After breakfast, the inspection continues. Jessop House bills itself as a boutique hotel. But the fledgling restaurant, barren-looking barroom and tired bedrooms fall well short of what an upmarket customer would expect. Having witnessed at first hand the sorry state of her own bedroom, Alex is keen to assess the other accommodation on offer. In a bid to get Ralph reacquainted with the rooms he's admitted to knowing little about, Alex asks both him and Sarah to show her around. First up, the room Ralph and Sarah are most proud of, the regally refurbished Room 6, one of the 2 rooms that have been upgraded.
And here we are, the jewel in the crown. And I have to say, I love the carpet, love the bedspread, like the headboard. There are things that I would have done differently, but that's a question of taste.
Yeah,
and I'm not
taste,
getting
yeah.
into that. How much did this room cost you to do?
I would think around 7,000.
Okay, and you sell it for 85 quid a night.
Would you pay £85 for this room, Alex?
I would pay £85 for this room.
But just a few steps away lurks the undecorated Room 4, priced at £79 a night, just £6 less.
You know, the curtains are pretty depressing, the carpet's pretty depressing. We have a horrible vanity unit. And looks like there's been no money spent on this room for 20 years. I think people come somewhere like this because they think they're coming to a boutique townhouse hotel. I do not think that this is a boutique townhouse room.
Right.
Up in the eaves is Room 8. At £120 a night, it seems the higher they go, the higher the price. And Alex's expectations follow suit.
First impressions are it's very beige. The carpet, obviously covering a bald patch, doesn't give a very good impression. It just makes the room look untidy and unfinished.
Why do you think I get so depressed when I come in the room?
I never even noticed that.
There's several rooms like that.
No.
There is.
Why would there be carpet missing in a room?
If I'd have mentioned it, you'd have said, I don't want to know, I don't want to know.
No.
Yes, you would have.
After an uneasy 24-hour ceasefire, the room recce triggers a resumption of hostilities.
So I know exactly what's wrong with my rooms, and I say to you, this needs doing, this needs doing, this needs doing, and you're saying, no, it doesn't, when you don't even notice.
But you never said it was like that.
Why should I have to tell you exactly?
Because we have the same carpet in room 3 and 7, and I'm saying that carpet doesn't need to be changed, but doesn't have that problem. You're saying
Room 7 does.
Has that problem?
Yes.
You never come up and play in the rooms, Ralph.
That's right.
That's why you never notice
Why is
anything.
there no carpet underneath there? That's a strange thing.
Don't know your hotel! God's sake, man!
Alex realises it's going to take more than just making over the rooms to turn around the fortunes of Jessop House. The time has come for Alex to confront the warring Ralph and Sarah with her findings so far.
I feel very frustrated with this business, I have to be honest, because I think it sends out very mixed messages. There are elements which are fantastic. The breakfast I was very impressed by. The restaurant, which I still think is a way to lose your shirt, but I love the food. But the rooms and the bathrooms are very tired, and I don't see how this business can succeed unless something changes dramatically.
I still think we're offering a pretty good accommodation in the area.
I mean, I think your bathrooms are miserable.
Yeah, I mean, the bathrooms need more than anything.
You know, you feel really like you're in a boarding house.
Finance is financing. Either you have the money or you don't. You can't spend money you don't have.
The only way to make more money is to be able to raise the rates, and you can only raise the rates if you make those rooms nicer.
Ralph won't heed Alex's advice. The restaurant is hemorrhaging hundreds of pounds every week and is an extravagance the hotel can ill afford. The hotel inspector believes that focusing their finances on revamping the remaining rooms is much lower risk. It holds the promise of both a fast return on investment and an increase in repeat business.
Sarah has very much a guest-oriented perspective.
Well, it is my life, really. It is my vocation.
I think that you've got to stop playing in the office and you've got to start working at the coalface, because it's a luxury having a business that you only do the bits that you enjoy.
Somebody's got to be running the ship. If you're involved in the daily doing of everything, who's guiding it? Who's looking at the big
I think that's
picture?
bullshit, because
Well-
I guide my ship and I'm involved in every single detail. What is the point of doing it if it isn't fun for both of you? And my God, one feeling I am not getting is that it is fun.
You know, I think what you're trying to say to me, do you love the hotel business? And I would say,
I don't think you do love
No, I don't love the hotel business.
I'm a hotelier to my bones, to my marrow, making sure that my guests have the best possible bloody time so that they come back, because there is nothing like that repeat business. That is the holy grail of hotel keeping. Now, I can see why people wouldn't come back here, because I don't think you're offering a special enough experience.
After the meeting, while Ralph retreats back to his office, Alex takes Sarah off to the grounds of Tewkesbury Abbey to discuss the potentially sticky issue of Sarah's relationship with Ralph.
So let's cut straight to the chase. Are you, in fact, more frustrated with the business or with Ralph?
Oh, Ralph, definitely. His second wife used to say, he's hard work but worth it, and I just stop at the hard work.
Alex is concerned that Sarah doesn't seem to have an equal say in running the hotel.
Do you fight your corner?
I try to, but he's a very good arguer. I just get a bit worn down by it, really, because you can just blow my opinions and arguments out of the water. And he has to have control of everything.
Alex departs from Tewkesbury and leaves Ralph and Sarah with a very simple decision to make. Either move up market by investing in the rooms, or give up on trying to make Jessop House anything more than a run-of-the-mill B&B.
Unfortunately, Ralph and Sarah seem more intent on quarrelling with each other than on unlocking the full potential of their business. Much more importantly, they need to finish the renovation of their hotel. The question is, can I convince Ralph of that?
Over the next few days, it's clear that Alex has made her mark.
Alex managed to wind Ralph up a bit, which was good. Managed to rattle his cage a bit. He doesn't take criticism very well, but he takes advice quite well if it's from somebody he respects.
I mean, if Alex wants me to take more part in the everyday running of the hotel, I have to say that's entirely possible, provided someone can relieve me of some of the paperwork and other responsibilities. Yeah, I'm willing to consider it.
After a fortnight to reflect, the hotel inspector returns to Tewkesbury. Alex is hopeful things may have begun to change for the better at Jessop House, though the first notable change isn't quite what she expected.
There's no menu in the menu case. Why is that then?
Alex, hi! It's lovely to see you. How are you? I'm fine.
It's nice to see that the A board's out, advertising what you do here. Why is there no menu in the menu box?
There's no restaurant. We don't have a chef. Yeah, it didn't work out.
Oh no!
Sarah had an argument with him.
I had an argument with him.
He was only with us a week.
I understand it's a blow because it was something that, you'd launched into with great enthusiasm on your behalf.
Mm-hmm.
No, we weren't busy.
We were busy for where we were.
Ralph is obviously disappointed at the restaurant's closure, but fate may have played into Alex's hands. Will he now redirect those energies into bringing the rooms up to the standards expected of a boutique hotel?
Since you were here last, we've had two lots of people that have checked in and checked out again.
Oh no!
Yes. One couple weren't happy with the room. They thought it was shabby and wasn't a reflection of what was on the website.
Which is not true. I don't think that was the issue why they left them. They wanted to be at the Hilton. They wanted restaurant.
But why would they have booked here, darling, if they
I think he made a
wanted to
mistake.
go to the Hilton?
He
They
wanted to
were
be.
quite pleasant about it.
I hate to say this, I'm surprised it doesn't happen more often
Yeah.
in some ways,
Yes,
because
yeah.
your grades of rooms are so different. So your two rooms that you've done up are very glamorous. I mean, it just doesn't all hang together sufficiently well.
We have people that prefer the old rooms.
It's clear that Ralph and Alex are poles apart when it comes to the best survival strategy. If the aim is to deliver on the promise of a stylish townhouse hotel, stop guests leaving disgruntled, and build all-important repeat business, then Ralph and Sarah must transform the rooms from disappointing to desirable. In a bid to convince Ralph that creating a boutique-style hotel is money well spent, Alex has arranged for the couple to spend a night sleeping with the enemy. In many ways, the Cheltenham townhouse, just 20 minutes away from Tewkesbury, is what Jessop House could be.
It's very nice. Nice open space. It's a nice building. Yeah, right. These standard.
The couple are booked into a standard room. At around £80 a night, it's the same rate as a standard room at Jessop House. Alex hopes Ralph will get the message.
Wow, look at that, no carpet in the bathroom. It's a good start. I like the retaining the old, and the old with the new, it works really well.
Well, the thing is, it's just that it's just had a fresh coat of paint. We've actually gone further than this. Yeah. So I feel quite good, actually.
Oh God, even the mirror's slimming. Oh my God, they've got slimming mirrors in there. Oh my God, I must find out where they got them. Oh my God, I've got like a size 8.
As a matter of fact, I mean, it's amazing how many things we have done right, which is what I've noticed since we've walked in. We've done so many things right.
At Jessop House, Alex has taken it upon herself to invite a select group of potential customers for a peek behind the curtains.
Hi. Hello. Thank you so much, all of you, for coming in. I'm going to show you some of the rooms at Jessop House Hotel, and I would appreciate it if you gave me your honest opinion about the positives and negatives in every room.
She's hoping the focus group's reactions will demonstrate to Ralph the benefit of a refit once and for all.
No, it's not really cared for, is it? Yeah. And look at the toilet roll holder for the shower, to hold the shower roll up.
Is this more or less the standard of the room that you would have expected?
No, I would have thought it had been a little bit more at market.
If you arrived here and you were told that this room was £79 a night, what would your reaction be?
Not what you expected.
It would probably deter me from coming back.
Next, Alex takes them to the refurbished Room 6.
Oh, I like that. Yeah,
it's nice, isn't it?
It's really, really good.
Although this isn't part of the bathroom, I could
you don't
accept that
notice
there.
It, yeah. It blends away more.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's just a lot more modern and contemporary and clean.
After the negative response for the previous room, what are the group's views on this one?
Isn't it? It's very impressive.
What would you pay for this room?
I'd have said 90.
Yeah.
It's maybe even a little bit more.
Even though they charge 79 for the other rooms, for this room they charge 85.
Oh, I'd rather have upgraded then.
If I came here with somebody else and they had this room and only paid £6 more,
there's no comparison, is there?
The general consensus is that the rooms are overpriced. There's not enough differentiation between the newly done up rooms and the old rooms, that the bar needs, and all the public areas need attention. Every single one of those people who I walked around said they would not be happy to pay the amount of money that Ralph and Sarah are asking for those rooms. No wonder they've had people walking out.
The Jessop House Hotel in the centre of Tewkesbury is on a road to nowhere. Despite advertising itself as a colourful and chic boutique-style hotel, the reality is far more depressing.
It looks like there's been no money spent on this room for 20 years.
The hotel inspector is pushing owners Ralph and Sarah to upgrade all their rooms to the standard upmarket guests expect and will pay good money for.
We've had 2 lots of people that have checked in and checked out again.
Oh no!
Yes.
But Ralph is unconvinced.
I still think we're offering a pretty good accommodation in the area.
You feel really like you're in a boarding house.
Last night, the hotel inspector arranged for Ralph and Sarah to stay at a successful local competitor.
It's very rare for me just to be able to get up, have a shower and eat breakfast. I mean, that's really rare. Ralph, it's not so rare for Ralph.
The Cheltenham townhouse is modern and stylish. Guests are led to expect luxurious boutique-style accommodation, and the 22 impeccable rooms and welcoming bar area deliver in spades. Alex is hoping the visit will inspire Ralph and Sarah and impress on Ralph the need to improve his rooms.
Morning.
They got an eco policy.
I recycle all the guest newspapers and
I think
bottles.
it's ridiculous.
No, it's not. That's what people like, things like that.
It's because they're all ridiculous.
No.
Morning. How was your night?
Very good.
Coming here, it makes a lot of things at our place to me seem very old-fashioned and twee. The way they've done
Chic,
their-
isn't it?
Yeah, it's lovely and it's so simple.
So I really want you to meet Adam and Jane Lillywhite, who own the place. First of all, because they're a couple and they run this together. And second of all, because they are both fully involved in the business. They both work full-time looking after the guests. And I think you'll find them very helpful and very charming. Let's go.
The first topic on the agenda is how Adam and Jane manage both a personal and professional relationship, one of Ralph and Sarah's biggest failings.
We had 5 years of barely arguing. I can possibly think of one in 5 years. And then we started to work together, and then we certainly caught up.
We've had to have our own division of labour, really, because otherwise you're just crossing each other's paths, and being married, it doesn't work at all. So I tend to look after all the appearance of the hotel, and Adam does all the administration. Obviously, we both have to do customer service and hospitality.
I'm saying your personal relationship is a lot more solid. Whatever issue, we have the exact same issues you have in a business relationship, but our personal relationship is nowhere near as good as yours is. So we have personal issues well and beyond our business.
You're making a quick judgment on that.
Next on Alex's agenda is to illustrate to Ralph how to achieve the level of elegance needed of a boutique hotel without breaking the bank.
Our philosophy was to keep it simple, really. I mean, the carpets, the wall colour and the curtains are all the same.
Because the boat we're in is very different, you see. When we bought the hotel, we certainly didn't look at the rooms and think there's going to have to be £50,000 outlay to do the rooms, you see.
You don't need to spend a fortune, you know, it's more sort of more Matalan than Harrods. It's kind of nice to do it yourself as well, though, because you really feel it's yours then. You put your own stamp on it and you feel...
Well, I think Ralph doesn't really enjoy the business that much.
He doesn't have that interest in the room. My interest has always been the accommodation. That's always what I've wanted to do, is be able to present rooms like yours.
I mean, in my opinion, you're in denial, because in my opinion...
I think you're painting me into a corner, but I'm not going to argue it.
No, well,
yes,
do you?
Are. I'm totally realistic about the business, and we wouldn't even we wouldn't be even functioning the way we are if somebody wasn't keeping an eye on what's going on. I mean, I know exactly where our business stands, and I know exactly what it needs. But I think some of the ideas are simplistic. I mean, you know, you have to be able to fund it. They came in able to fund what they were doing. They came in with the money.
Yeah, they came in with a good business plan, Ralph.
With tensions running high, Ralph and Sarah return to Jessop House alone.
Ralph's very good at dishing it out, but he's not very good at taking it. He doesn't like being criticised, and he enjoys running a business, but he doesn't enjoy the business of hospitality, and he's not suited to the business of hospitality.
I mean, there are different types of work people do. While you can have someone doing a physical job that takes 14 or 16 hours a day, somebody else might be doing something more valuable, whatever it might be, and it might only take them 8 hours a day. I do an awful lot of planning, an awful lot of thinking, and an awful lot of logistics work as to where we're going to go.
Had I known that Ralph would have not been quite so committed 2 years down the line, I don't think I would have sunk my life savings into the business.
Before rejoining Ralph and Sarah, Alex takes time out to reassess her strategy. Ralph's dismissal of Alex's advice as simplistic has called for a change of tack. So before Alex's second visit to Tewkesbury comes to an end, she decides to sit Ralph and Sarah down in the bar area to let them in on the feedback from her focus group.
It was very, very interesting what they came up with. One couple said that if they'd been quoted £79, they would have turned around and walked out straight away. But they were all blown away by room 6. They also said that if you come with friends, and one of you gets room 5 and one of you gets room 6, for the price differential, someone is really going to feel like they're getting the short straw. You know, I don't think you're stupid, Ralph, you know. I think you're tough nut to crack and you're pretty stubborn. But I think that if you see that it is worthwhile doing this, then you'll commit, and you've got to do that as far as, you know, to hold your own in the marketplace.
Resigned to the fact that it'll take more than compelling evidence to convince Ralph, Alex tries Plan B.
I would like to try and help you do a sitting area in here. I think this is a completely dead space and it could be so much more attractive. It could be a real high impact impression as people walk in the front door, and I think that would be wonderful.
Thank you.
Plan B seems to go down well, but they won't be getting something for nothing. Cue Plan C. The new bar will come at a cost. Ralph and Sarah must make over the tired and shabby room 4 themselves.
If you can do something like that in short order, it will prove to you that it's not this fucking mountain that you need to climb, and see how cheaply you can do it.
Make a little fun game out of it.
Yeah. Wanna dare you. Okay, let's give it a go.
Okay.
Okay, deal.
But it isn't quite over, because Alex has another part to her strategy.
I would like you to swap roles entirely for the day. So that means, Ralph, I'm afraid you're helping with breakfast one morning and starting from there. Because I also think it is essential that Sarah sees receipts, gets to grips with some of the things you do, and you get to appreciate each other's roles. Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to wear a dress or red lipstick.
We got a lot more customers. Let's go see that.
Okay.
Alex's challenge appears to have been taken in the right spirit, and the hotel inspector sets off from Tewkesbury in a buoyant mood.
I feel as if I'm getting somewhere with Ralph at last. Now he's seen what the Cheltenham townhouse has managed to achieve on a sensible budget and heard what the focus group has to say about the rooms that aren't renovated yet, he must realise that finishing the redecoration is the only viable route to success.
But while a deal may appear to have been struck, Ralph's not about to loosen the purse strings and splurge on room 4. If money is going to be spent anywhere, he would still rather it went into restarting the restaurant.
I personally just think it should be accommodation, that's it.
Yeah,
but it's up to them to find somewhere to
What if that doesn't achieve your goal? There's many right roads, but you can still only take one of them.
But what
you
if
say
it
you
does?
want, well, you won't
But
get repeat.
what?
I just think you'll get less repeat business.
But we don't get any repeat business. We don't get
Conversation
any.
over. I'm not talking about it
But
anymore.
we
I'm not
don't
talking
get
about
any
it.
repeat business, do we? What repeat business do we get? We don't get any repeat business. We don't get many repeats. That's the whole point.
Ralph is adamant that the restaurant will do more for business than improved rooms. Alex still has plenty of work to do.
I don't think he's coming back.
Ralph and Sarah managed to put their differences aside for long enough to start work on their part of the deal. A thrifty DIY makeover of room 4, inspired by the Cheltenham townhouse.
I do feel that this is as good or better than the rooms we saw at the Cheltenham townhouse.
But the tensions are never far from the surface.
Can't paint without sanding.
I thought I could paint those.
No, you can't.
Can't I paint above the unit?
What, so you want to open the paint up just to do that?
What? I don't think it hurts, does it, opening paint?
Well, I did say I wanted to open the paint one more
shit.
time.
But I can't really, it doesn't go off, does it?
No, it's
I've
just...
got a tin that's already open anyway.
It doesn't make any difference. Okay, but we'll do whatever you want.
Right, but you're working there, so.
Stop.
Sorry?
I'll stop.
No, it doesn't matter, but we both can't work there, can we?
No.
So you're not going to do anything?
I don't know. You worry about what you're doing and I'll see what I'm going to do. What's the screwdriver for?
To open the paint.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were scraping at the grout. I was getting nervous.
The couple are also keeping to the second part of the deal, swapping roles for one day. It means an early start for Ralph, cooking breakfasts.
I love to cook. but I don't want to do it for 15 people every morning. Sarah does a great job of it, so it's just one of her roles. Being kind of fast order chef isn't my thing.
And for once, Sarah gets to see the business from Ralph's perspective.
And Alex's idea to swap roles for a day is useful. I get to sit down, look out the window.
Ralph's next task is making up the rooms.
I hate this, getting duvet. This was, some sadist just invented this process. There's probably a process you're supposed to use, which of course I don't know what it is. The owner of the business should be guiding the business, not be doing rooms. At least it's mindless.
While playing in the rooms fails to spark Ralph's enthusiasm, elsewhere Sarah is relishing getting to grips with the figures.
Although I do know where the profit and loss is. Well, according to this, our net income for March was 3,536. Not a lot, is it?
Two months after first checking in to Jessop House, Alex Polizzi is back in Tewkesbury for her last inspection. A makeover treaty was signed up to, but has it been abided by? Most critically, Alex needs to ensure Ralph is convinced by her advice once and for all. With this in mind, she's organised a gathering for later.
Hello!
Hi.
It's great to see you.
Hi, Ralph, how are you?
I'm all right.
Hi, Alex. How are you?
First up, Alex wants to check out room 4. While she's been away, Ralph and Sarah have transformed it from a dull and charmless bedroom into a clean, contemporary room, which now feels fresh and inviting. And at £3,000, less than half the cost of their previous upgrades.
Gosh, so this is different. So much brighter, so much lighter. I mean, if you think that this is the room that we had all the issues with when the focus group came round, did you find it hard getting people in to do the work at such short notice?
We did it ourselves.
Did you?
Yes.
Yep, we did it all ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm very impressed. Ralph, we have finally found a use for you. Did you enjoy working together?
Yes.
Sarah did some painting.
A few arguments. I did quite a lot of painting.
Yeah, quite a bit. She doesn't want
You
to ever do it
complained
again.
about how much painting I was doing.
Well, I know, because you keep doing the same wall over and over again.
Good. Okay. Well done.
This gives hope to Alex that despite the odd altercation, it's possible for Ralph and Sarah to work side by side. With the gathering just hours away, Ralph and Sarah get spruced up before Alex reveals how her design team have given the bar similar treatment. What was once a cold and empty space with little thought given to the comfort of visitors has been changed into a stylish, welcoming lounge. The hotel now has a heart that guests can enjoy and feel relaxed in.
You've got to admit, it is so much better.
I mean, you've just ruined this room. It's very nice.
It's impossible, man.
It's lovely.
It is. It's wonderful. It
You're
really
happy
is.
with
Yeah.
it?
And I'd like to come and sit in here, and that's the acid test, isn't it? If I would.
We're not going to let our guests in.
No.
It's just what their aspiring boutique hotel was missing. The future's looking brighter for Jessop House. Its status as a boutique townhouse hotel has improved with the renovations of the bar area and room 4. But Alex has been banging her head against a brick wall, trying to convince Ralph of the right path. So she's invited a few familiar faces around to have a look at the new and improved rooms and help Alex persuade Ralph. Adam and Jane from the Cheltenham townhouse mingle with members from the original focus group.
It just gives our guests a place to sit down, have a casual drink, glass of wine, bottle of champagne.
Ralph even appears to be relishing a front-of-house role and takes the opportunity to show off the newly refurbished room 4.
I'd be happy to stay in here now.
And he gets straight to the point.
So what do you think the price should be?
95, 99.
No, you've got to go.
95.
I mean, you've got to be at
100.
least £10 more.
That's lovely to hear. I can laugh.
I think it's worth.
Makes me
It's
very
worth at
happy.
least £10 to £15 more,
Right.
in my opinion.
The pennies appear to have dropped. If the Jessup can charge £15 a night more for newly decorated rooms, overhauling the whole hotel would generate an extra £30,000 a year for an outlay of just £15,000. 2 months ago, Ralph preferred to steer clear of the hotel's rooms. Now, like a proud father, he shows off room 4 to Adam and Jane.
Well, this is our newly decorated room.
Well, I mean, it's a very good room, there's no question about that.
And what do you think it's worth? Yeah, on a nightly rental basis.
I think, pushing 100, really.
Yeah?
I'm sure you'd easily get that.
This is fantastic. I'm going to be getting my tools out. Get those tools out! So it's very good news. There's 5 more rooms now. 5 more. I think it's really great. I mean, to hear people actually saying that they'd be happy to pay, you know, 85, 90 pounds for that room. I mean, you couldn't ask for more. You're gonna get your money back in no time. It's definitely giving me some incentive to try to get the next one done as soon as possible. Definitely.
He has never actually believed that I've given him good advice, but it's been reinforced again and again by every single person who's come through this door. And I think it's impossible to ignore now.
The hotel inspector's work in Tewkesbury is almost done. Despite some fierce resistance, Ralph is finally in agreement with Alex that the renovation of rooms is key to the success of Jessop House. But the business does have one potential problem remaining: Ralph and Sarah's relationship.
How committed are you, A, to each other, and B, to Jessop House?
I'm pretty much 100% committed to Jessup House. No, I'm pretty committed to him. Ralph?
To me, I think the commitment to the relationship comes first. It's partially an age issue, I think, for me. I don't want to come out of it in 5 or 6 years, close to 60 years old, of wasting this valuable time in my life. So I think it really is primary to me. Not that it's perfect, but that we get on well enough to say, you know what, we're having a bit of fun.
Thank you so much.
Oh, it's been a pleasure. It's been lovely to meet you.
Lovely
and it's been
to meet
lovely
you
having
too.
to stay with us.
If Ralph and Sarah can manage to put their differences aside, work together improving the rest of the rooms, and not re-enter the restaurant game, Alex is certain they can achieve their goals and turn Jessop House into the attractive boutique-style hotel it deserves to be.
I'm thrilled, if slightly surprised, that this has ended on such a positive note. I hope this augurs well for Jessop House, and I hope too that Ralph and Sarah can build on what they've learned during this process. Good luck to them.
But have they really buried the hatchet for good?
In terms of our personal relationship, I don't know, I just think you have a harder time with personal relationships. I think you just find it all more difficult.
All right. Been divorced twice. Mrs. Divorced
I've
once.
got at least one more divorce left in me. Not complete without 3.